Hey everybody, I'm Tommy Scoville, and this is the Tommy Scoville Show. People, it is absolutely amazing what 6 hours of sleep can do to a person. I feel a lot better. Thanks, people, for letting me work through some issues today. It's going to happen. And when it does, I'm going to work through it as a family because that's what we are. We're a family. I feel considerably better. I stand by everything I said this morning, but I feel better being more positive. And I want to thank everyone who came to the rescue and supported me. And that being said, if you read a comment by Mr. James J. and you thought maybe James was disappointed, or look, people, there are people on this boat that rise to the level of brotherhood in a way that I almost can't explain, and James J. is one of them. No matter what happens, if I were to decide to cancel this show tomorrow, James J. will be a part of my life forever. He's one of those people that has achieved a status very much like my birth brother, right? Like Johnny, where we're gonna rib one another. When I put Tommy's picks together on Chase the Heat, James J. was Tommy's picks. If it wasn't for his sense of humor, we probably never would have got it off the ground. And we have just built. There's just something there that's really special, and because of that, he's going to pick on me as if we're blood. So don't let anything that James say unnerve you, because he's just having fun, and I am too. I love you, James. People, I want to talk to you today about something that I kind of find fascinating, and not in a good way. I mean, it's not great, but it really is from a study standpoint. There's something fascinating about this. So, when you're an addict, listen to me. This is important going forward. When I talk about sobriety, if you're a gambling addict and you stop gambling, you're sober. If you have a compulsive eating disorder where you just have, you eat to feel good and you stop, you're sober. Okay? We're going to use the word sober for everything, because sober is not using. Not using is not using. Sober is living a life without the influences of addiction. So it doesn't matter what your addiction is. So allow me to use the word generically across the board, because it's going to save a whole lot of time, and we all know I got issues with time. So when you're using, whether you're using food, whether you're using a slot machine, whether you're using pornography, whatever you're using to get your brain to give you feel-good chemicals so that you can relax and you can feel better, regardless of what you're using, when something starts going wrong, for me, I did heroin. I get frustrated, I did heroin. I get angry, I did heroin. I get sad, I did heroin. Right? I get too excited, I did heroin. Anything in my life that needed just a little bit of either lifting up or knocking the edges off, or whatever the case may be, I gave it heroin. It's what I did. Compulsive eaters eat. They start feeling depressed, they eat. Gamblers gamble. People who watch porn, regardless of what your addiction is, that fix that you get from whatever it is that you use, it fixes the problem like that. Am I right? You smoke, you drink, you snort, you eat, you gamble, and the problem goes away instantly. Well, it doesn't go away, obviously, but we think it goes away. We get that feel-good chemical released in the brain. And when we do, we think, oh, I'm good. The problem is, people, obviously, you do that for a while, and it becomes how you cope. It's your coping mechanism for absolutely everything. This is a huge problem. And where it gets to be the biggest problem, obviously, is that once you start going down that road, when you remove the behavior, whether it's drugs or anything else, from that point on, we're very, very impatient. We want something and we want it now. It's the nature and the defining characteristic of the addict. We want what we want, and we want it now. For obvious reasons. We've trained ourselves that gratification should be instant. I shouldn't have to wait for anything. I'm good. Right? It's that fast. The way that I did heroin, my delivery method of choice was not the needle. My delivery method of choice was smoking it. And this is going to sound crazy, but it's actually faster than it is injecting it. When you smoke it, it's instant. It literally, the second the smoke hits your lungs, you're already there. It's the fastest delivery method. You've heard people say 1,000,000 times that it's actually harder to quit cigarettes than it is heroin. I assure you that's not the truth. But the reason that they say that is because of the delivery method. Anything going through the lungs, that's the fastest delivery method to the body. I think I'm making that up, Google it. The point being, I can make my problems go away in a split second. So having to make my problems go away in other ways becomes a real issue. This morning is a perfect example. I got very, very frustrated about some things. By the way, the doctor thing was not the frustration. The frustration was how people dealt with the fact that I tackled a subject that needed to be tackled. The doctor thing, I was just smoothing out something that was a misunderstanding. So that's not the issue. The issue was that there are people out there that are so messed up in the head that, and that's really what it is. No apologies. These people are messed up in the head. They're misogynists. It wasn't about body image. It's literally just people that don't like women. Those are the people we lost. So be gone. I'm cool with that. But I had to work that out, and I had to do it here. Because the other option, people, was to go back to doing the things that I do, and we can't have that. I can't have that ever again. You understand? Never again. So going forward, what we need to do is we need to adjust who we are and how we cope with things because of this phenomenon that we've been living with for so long of instant gratification. So because we're so impatient, we need to set goals that are this big. Take New Year's, right? We all make New Year's resolutions, and by the 7th of the month, they're done. Perfect example. Guy who wants to lose 250 pounds. I got news for you. I don't care how hard you work at it. You're not going to lose 250 pounds in a week. Not going to happen. So instead of setting a goal of, okay, I want to lose 250 pounds, people, you're never going to get the reward in the brain until you hit the 250, because that's what your goal is. So if you set a goal of losing 250 pounds and you lose 30, you go, oh, I've got 220 more to go, man. This is so difficult. You set goals that you can hit, and you train the brain to reward you for these goals. Make them this big, then set another one. Keep raising the bar. Instead of saying, if you're trying to lose 250 pounds, instead of saying, I want to lose, 250 pounds, don't say I want to lose 5 pounds. Because what if you lose 4? You're not going to get so here's what you do. Try to do something along the lines of, I'm not going to drink any sugary beverages for 7 days. Nothing. I'm cutting them out of my life for 7 days. When you achieve that, something else will happen. You're going to step on a scale and go, I lost weight. For those in the comment section who are reading, Henry, you remember Henry? Henry was the gentleman that quit drinking because of a hangover that made him unable to bring his daughter to school. Well, he also just recently quit drinking. I think it was Mountain Dew. But he's lost over 20 pounds by cutting that out of his life. But he wasn't trying to lose weight. He was trying to cut the sugary beverages out of his life. And in doing so, he lost all his weight to the point where his wife was worried. Folks, that is the way you set a goal. Set a goal for, I'm not going to drink sugary beverages for a week. You're trying to quit a 2-pack-a-day cigarette habit? Try to get down to 1. Try to get down to a pack a day. Try to get down to a pack and a half a day. And then set the bar higher. And then try to do that, and then set the bar higher. And then think, boy, I got down to a half a pack a day. I'm gonna go to a patch. I'm gonna eliminate these from my life completely. You spend a week on the patch, and you say, next week's goal is to cut that patch in half, to buy a patch that is half of the strength of that. And if you continually set these small goals and you hit them along the way, you're not just hitting your goals. You're training the brain to go, I can do this. You're training the brain to release chemicals each time you hit that lower threshold, right? Each time, and along the way, you're going to gain momentum and you're going to get excited. Let's get back to me again. You know what I want most in life, people? Huh? What I want most in life is for everybody on the planet to get on this boat. That's all I want. It's a simple thing. I'm kidding. But I do want to reach massive amounts of people with the message that we have here, that you're not a bad person because you're addicted to something, right? And you're not a freak, and you're not a failure, that the addictive behavior is something that's hardwired into us, and it's something that everybody deals with. Even the people who go, oh, those drug addicts, they're addicted to something. I promise you. Everybody's got something that they do too much of, or that they allow to control their life. Everybody. And once they understand, well, you know what they're... Blah, blah, blah. The point being, I want to get this message to the world, and I'd like to do it yesterday. I want to monetize this channel. More than anything, I want to monetize this channel. Not because I'm going to make a fortune, but because I want YouTube shoving us down the throats of everybody. Makes sense, right? So I hit the 1,000 subscribers with a lot of help from a lot of friends. Got to 1,000 subscribers, and we got there quickly. way quicker than I would have hoped for. And I got all of those feel-good chemicals in the brain said, you're doing it, Tommy, you're doing it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Then there's the next step. And the next step is a lot of hours that people have to watch. And I'm clicking off. I'm hitting it. I'm hitting the daily numbers. And then one day, for whatever reason, let's say I post a video that's not great, or I post a video that I post at the wrong time of day, and whatever the case may be. And on that day, the numbers just aren't good. And it's, well, you can't live that way. You know, I have to set the smallest goal possible. And I catch myself doing it. So now the goal isn't tied to numbers. The goal is, I would like to put out 2 videos a day. Regardless of what I'm doing at work, I would like to put out 2 videos a day. But I'd like to put one out in the morning. Now, it's going to be difficult because I work a 12-hour day on my feet. And before I go to that 12-hour day, I've been up for about 6 or 7 hours, right? So that means, 18, 19 hours awake, 12 of them on my feet, lifting 20 pounds every 30 seconds for 12 hours. Then I'm going to come here, shower, and come downstairs and sit in the office and film. Is that going to be hard? You betcha. That's going to be difficult. But when I get the first day done, I'm going to get the reward. And the reward's not going to be how many people watched it or how much time. It's going to be that I did it. I finished what I set out to do. And that's going to release that chemical. And I'm going to go, ooh, I like that. No different than hitting the pipe or shooting up or doing anything else. It's that reinforcement. Ooh, that feels good. I set a goal and I did it. I set a goal and I did it. To make sure that happens, I'm not going to not make my bed. I don't care how bad things were. I didn't do it yesterday, people. I got up and I went to work and I didn't make my bed. That's not me. That's not me. It's a slide. It's the backslide, right? What would I do without this thing, by the way? It's the backslide. So today, I didn't let that happen. And I got a video up this morning. Granted, I did it angry, but I did it. And it felt good. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a video up in the morning. And I'm going to feel good because it's going to be a happy video. I'm going to do a good job. And it's going to get a message of positive stuff out to the people that I love. And I'm going to do it twice a day. And if you people are focusing on positive stuff in the morning and at night, we're doing better, right? You want to set a goal? Make sure you watch the video in the morning and at night. It'll make you feel better. And it'll help me on my goal. I'm kidding, people. But I'm not kidding in terms of setting small goals, whatever the case may be. Setting a small goal. I'm going to concentrate on being positive twice a day, whether it has anything to do with this channel. I'm going to set a goal of being positive to noon. I'm going to set a goal of being positive until 1. Whatever you got to do, set small goals. Achieve them. Set bigger goals. Achieve them. Sounds basic, right? Sounds so basic someone shouldn't have to say it. Someone has to say it because we don't do this. People don't even set goals in this country, period. They don't. You know what they wait? They wait until January 1st and they make it to the 7th. Why? Because you've never achieved a goal anywhere along the line. So when you haven't, you're training yourself in the opposite direction. The first time you quit doing anything, it's so difficult. You think, oh, I'm going to quit this, man. I'm a failure. I can't believe I'm quitting. This is awful. The next time it's like, I'll just quit. That's how it works. So let's set small goals. This week I would like to challenge everyone. I know you all hate it when I do that. Not all of you. There are people that hate it when I do that. Set a goal, a small one, whatever the case may be. If you feel like telling us what it is in the comment section, knock yourself out. Not because it's necessarily, good for me. It is, but it's good for you. And it's good for the people who are reading it because you're going to put something up and someone's going to go, ooh, I ought to do that. That's a good one. I ought to be doing that. And you know what, people? The fact that you leave those comments, the fact that everybody left comments about what they felt about body image, I love you people, man. This boat rocks. This boat rocks. By the way, I love that expression. Should probably end up on a t-shirt, right? This boat rocks. You like it? I like it. Okay, people, you know what else I want you to do? And you know it's coming because much like Siegfried and Roy, I am almost a magician. And I say that, right? Here it is. It's the Tommy Scoville symbol of the show. You're going to click on it and you're going to become a shipmate here. Not much better you could do for really being a positive person in your life. Trust me on this one. Over here is a video. Watch them all 4 times. It'll give you that feel-good chemical in the brain. It'll make me a happier camper too. I am Tommy Scoville. It's Tommy Scoville Show. I'll see you in the morning.